I can't believe that this happens. It's so frustrating. So what is rejection sensitivity? Well, so rejection sensitivity is essentially an emotional reaction to something someone says or things that don't happen for us that we want to happen. Let me just start off by saying that the way you feel is completely valid. It makes total sense and there's nothing wrong with you. But it's really more that the amount of pain you're suffering with in that moment, it's not realistic. There's really only two reasons that you're stuck in it. One, because you don't know what to do, or two, because there's something heavy that you just feel you can't get past. It can feel like you're all of a sudden just punched with a ton of bricks. And it can take moments so small that you wouldn't normally think it would affect you, but it actually just completely ruins your whole day and makes you think so differently of yourself that you feel guilty, alone. It makes you think like the worst version of yourself is real, but it's not. This happens a lot to people with ADHD for these 5 reasons. One, we struggle with emotional dysregulation, which means that we take things differently emotionally than neurotypical people. It can be hard for us to regulate emotions at times because our dopamine is either 0 or 100, and it's very rarely anywhere in between. This heightens our sensitivity and usually makes us more empathetic and excited, but it also makes us a lot more prone to criticism or rejection, even if there's someone that's not even rejecting us. If we're perceiving ourselves as rejected in any way, it doesn't even matter what the person's doing. The next one's past experiences. People with ADHD are used to hearing the same things over and over and over. A lot of constructive criticism that's not quite constructive, feedback that doesn't actually help us, and just kind of cruel sayings from our teachers, bosses, friends, family, people closest to us. So it makes us more sensitive and prone on top of the emotional dysregulation we're already struggling with. Social struggles is another because we have problems at times interpreting cues, or maybe we're a little distracted and there's a lot of misunderstandings. So that's just already a bad combination, but number 4 is a lot harder because all of these things add up and give us a lot of low self-esteem. I know for me, I would guilt trip myself anytime something happened. And in fact, I'd make this self-fulfilling prophecy and say it ahead of time. I could be a lot harder on myself than anyone else could ever be to me. So when we experience these kind of things, we take it a lot harder than you would think. And this leads to us hyper-focusing on all of these things, making us overly aware. There's been a lot of times that I've counted down the words that I am saying when I'm talking to someone because I feel like they're losing interest. I'm saying too many details and I'm just telling myself, shut up. And then I'll go into my head and think, oh my gosh, I knew I'm like this. Like I knew I'm not going to make friends. Like, it's just so stupid stuff I don't think every day. It's almost like it's another part of you that's taking over and holding the real you captive. Basically, just imagine your deepest, tiniest insecurities for some reason being on steroids. And all of a sudden, they go back to normal and you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm excited now for the next thing I'm doing to focus. It's so stupid. I can't believe that this happens. It's so frustrating, but it doesn't have to be that way. I promise you, it does not have to be this way. You were guilt tripping yourself like crazy. And to make matters worse, it affects our relationships. Overreacting to constructive criticism or just criticism in general. Avoiding conflict. I will go to so many lengths to avoid conflict because I know I can handle it and I know it's what's best for the situation, but it's so hard to just get into it because I'm in fight or flight mode and I'm a deeply empathetic person. I care about people. I don't want to be responsible for pain. I don't want to hurt someone else. And sometimes I feel like I lack the boundaries to even give myself the respect, even though I know exactly what to do. It's also way too easy to seek constant reassurance from people or misinterpret intentions from people around you. I genuinely want to hear in the comments below if you relate to any of the things I've said. And if you're looking to get improvement on this, I have courses, free products, coaching, all kinds of tools in the description below just for you. If you found this video helpful, you're really going to like this video right here. Later, neighbors.